sucker for love. And in this world full of suckers, you fit mine like a glove. The fit is perfect, but nobody above, yeah. The clock's ticking as the time flies by. We in two different worlds, but living the same life. Two different dreams, you make me feel so alive. Need you by my side, need you by my side. Just a power couple daily blowing off steam. Making love to you so damn seamlessly. We be doing it so damn frequently. Easy cause we on the same damn frequency. Take it to the Sunset Boulevard. Little mama says she wanna tag along. She don't care if it's right or if it's wrong. Yeah, we'd always get along. Even through the downs, gotta stay strong. Now we singing the same song. All I ever get is think about you. I think about you daily. So baby girl, don't play me. All I ever get is think about you. They call me Dan, the Lakers DTLF. And I got a master plan for the Lakers back to the promised land. Spread the vision through my people, cause we fans are equal. When we reach 20K subs, yeah, we gon' drop a sequel. Another Laker anthem track, watch me run it back. Got the keys to the city where my Laker jet.
What up, Laker family? Both on YouTube and playback. Good morning. How you guys doing today, man? Hopefully you guys are all doing well because, man, we got some updates here for you guys. Today, we're going to talk about the latest coaching developments. We're going to talk about, of course, Bronny James, the topic of conversation all summer long. So much things revolving around said player. What up, Tyra? Good to see you, sis. Die Hard, David, all you guys, man. Good morning, Dante. What's up, brother? So here we are. And it is a couple of days before we get into the new month. And Bronny James, right, according to multiple reports, will keep his name in the 2024 NBA draft at the NCAA withdrawal deadline. So his agent, Rich Paul, told ESPN James is in the midst of a strong pre-draft process that has elevated his standings amongst NBA teams, okay? Elevated his standings. We all know what that elevation is. So apparently 10 teams wanted him for the draft process or whatever to come in for a workout, and he turned them all down except for two teams yesterday, and that's the Lakers and the Phoenix Suns of Arizona. Now, why would he do that? Did he already get a promise from the Lakers or somebody that they're going to draft him in the first round? Because, mind you, the Lakers have a draft pick, two draft picks actually, 17 and 55. Meanwhile, Phoenix only has number 22 in this year's NBA draft. So there is that with Bronny James. Top of the morning. What's up, Lakers in? How you doing, brother? So we do have that. Now, on the other end, on the flip side of that, Bronny did test as one of the fastest and most explosive athletes in the NBA draft combine in Chicago. He fared well in the shooting drills, and he scored 13 points in the scrimmages. He also impressed at the heavily attended pro day at the Lakers practice facility. So in a way, we already had our workout with him. Apparently, he's impressing on that front. So there is that, man. I will take questions on both. What's up, Joe? What's up, Joe? And Dante on playback, he said, do you blame Bronny? He could have lost his life. Go get it, young bull. Of course I don't blame Bronny, man. Look, this is all I'm going to say. I love young talent, but I don't like being coerced by the parents of young talent. This to me spells LeVar Ball 2.0, except LeVar could play in this case, and that's LeBron. So it sounds to me this morning like they're not only going through the regular draft process, but they're getting the royal treatment from the James family, which is fine, I guess. But if I'm the Lakers, I really have to evaluate all the talent out there. Max Christie's brother, 6'6" guard, is out there, man, has also tested really well, is also working out for teams. And so there's other talent in this draft where I'm just like, should the Lakers actually pass on, you know what I'm saying? Should the Lakers actually pass on a lot of these young talented pieces in order to draft LeBron's son? Because that's what it is at the end of the day. Now, I want to update you guys on something else, man. Today is officially Austin Reeves' birthday, man. Happy 26th birthday to the young buck, man. The young bull continues to grow, get better year by year. Now, let's talk about the coaching, because New Orleans assistant coach James Borrego is scheduled for an in-person interview today, according to multiple reports, with the Lakers. This is a significant step forward in the Lakers coaching search. Now, Here's the interesting part, right? This all came after the news that Tyronn Lue has been extended. I guess a record-breaking extension for Tyronn Lue. He took the money. Nobody's surprised. We all figured he would. It would have been more shocking if he actually had quit that job to come be a Laker coach. So now the Lakers can proceed with some peace of mind. What's up, KJ? He said at work. Shout out to my bro Dan and my sis. Yes, appreciate you, bro. Love you too, bro. Listen, at the end of the day, the Lakers kind of figured this was going to happen. Steve Ballmer, he operates from a place of jealousy. All they want to do is try to overshadow our franchise. They can't. They're not even in our shadows, let alone overshadow. But now the Lakers can progress with our coaching search. James Borrego, to me, is not a head coaching candidate. I do believe he's going to be an assistant. Rumor has it JJ Redick is already the head coaching leader and probably the head coach unofficially of the Lakers. Even Carmelo Anthony had something to say this morning, right? When he said JJ Redick on him potentially being a coach, he said, and I quote, he said, in this particular situation, JJ has been away from the game. So he's been able to gather information and study the game and watch the game and talk to coaches and talk to GMs and sit through the process. He said, what else did he say? He said, so to me, I fuck with it because I think JJ has an opportunity. It's just about what the opportunity that he has because we need new culture. We need new energy in those seats. So apparently he said he believes that, that he's had time to understand the formulas of everybody and is almost a Steve Kerr path, which has been a comparison we've heard with JJ Redick. So again, it all sounds formal. It sounds like this whole process, this whole situation where the Lakers are trying to hire JJ Redick. Now they're going through other coaches as well. It reminds me of when the Lakers assigned the coaching staff to Frank Vogel. They hired him and then they hired his coaching staff. That's what it reminds me of. This is why Borrego's getting the head coaching candidate interview, in my opinion, today. I don't believe he's a true, even though Anthony Davis likes him, I don't believe he's a true head coaching candidate per se, right? Now, again, I just find it interesting because Tyronn Lue gets extended today, and bam, right away, you hear the Lakers news drop that they're continuing their coaching search, right? So there is that. But I mean, we have lots of people out here saying that it would be very surprising if their next head coach is anybody but JJ Redick. Everything that I'm hearing is JJ Redick. So again, this is like 2 weeks ago. I've been reporting on this. Chris Haynes adding to that report, man. So that's what it sounds like. How do you guys feel, Chet? How do you guys feel about JJ? Have you guys mentally prepared and accepted that already? How you guys feel? I will take some questions from both Playback and YouTube. I am now officially multicast streaming to both platforms, so make sure to hop on over to the other one and vice versa. Let's see. Clippers retain Coach Tyronn Lue. Hi, Dan. Are you excited for the NBA Finals? I am excited for the NBA Finals. The Timberwolves are still putting up a fight. There's a chance they could win the next one as well, but it looks like it's going to be the Mavs versus Celtics. That is going to be box office. We'll be covering it on both channels, both Playback and YouTube, so stay tuned for that. Again, if you guys haven't followed, make sure to do so now. Lakers not drafting Bronny in the first round. Bronny won't make it to 55. What Lakers going to do is draft him in the second round by buying a second-round pick early in the draft. You know what, Gregory? You could be right, and I hope you're right. This is best-case scenario for me as a Laker fan. I do not want to draft Bronny with the first round. That first-round pick is an asset. Whether you trade it or you keep it, you have to treat it as an asset. Bronny, I don't care what type of explosive Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan God workouts he has had. It doesn't compare to his body of work coming out of college. Therefore, it's a very small sample size. We don't want to throw all our eggs in one basket and use up one of these assets, whether it's be it for trade or whether it's to keep, right? Don't want that. So I agree. That's what they should do. If they want, they want to find a happy middle, buy a second-round pick. Although I think teams are going to hike up the price since Bronny is in the draft and there's some stock there. That's right, King KJ. If you know, you know, bro. Super Saiyan, brother. Placid says, I don't mind Bronny being picked at the first round. We drafted Jalen Hood-Schifino last season. He pans out bust. Again, we're putting too much stock into the Jalen Hood-Schifino pick. People forget he was playing with a back injury, and he didn't look bad in summer league at all. So he could still end like people already want to write off young players in their first year. They did the same thing to Max Christie. Let's not forget that, Placid. So again, it's a bad comparison because again, Bronny James could be better or worse. We don't know that. Small sample size for both players. right there. Bronny is the next Drew Holiday. We'll see. We'll see. That's high praise right there. That's ceiling. I think that's ceiling right there. My boy Dante says, yeah, I don't care if Bronny's tough, smart moves. Exactly, but that's all we got to do. We got to think for our franchise, right? LeBron has 2 to 3 years left max. LeBron fans are saying we're going to suck for the next 10 years. Does that include LeBron years? That's all I want to know, because we have to be intelligent and we have to operate moving forward regardless. LeBron's not going to be here forever. So we got to be smart. My guy D Free said, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a report that comes out around the draft when Bron declines his option that he is going to meet with the Suns. Exactly. I'm ready for it too, D Free. I'm glad you said it. I'm ready for it. And I will be breaking it down. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it, because he's free to do whatever he wants. He's a free agent. But that's exactly how Clutch operates, and that's exactly what they want to do. They want to put pressure on somebody to draft their son in the first round. That's what they want. That's why they came out and said he's not a two-way contract. He don't want a two-way contract. They want him drafted, and they're using all their royal power, man. They're using the royal flush in order to make it happen. And they might just make it happen. The team might be desperate enough to reach for Bronny and saying, well, we've taken busts before, just like this guy said about Jalen Hood-Schifino. They can say, well, we've taken busts before. Why not take a risk? Phoenix Suns might draft him at 22 and try to land LeBron. Sure, I can see that happening. Sure. But there's going to be a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff going on that just seems so shady to me. I wish everything was straight up, but nothing is nowadays. Young Elder said JJ Redick equals Steve Kerr. We'll see. You might be right. That's another coach that comes in as a primary shooter that's going to draw plays for a lot of perimeter guards. Let's see how he does with the interior with guys like AD. Like, what is he going to do? Is he running the small ball still, which I hope not. God, I hope not. Or is he actually going to run 2 big man lineup? That's my biggest concern probably with the new head coach, which is likely to be. I'm 95% sure it's going to be JJ Redick. I will be shocked if somebody swoops in and overtakes him. They'd have to have like an A+ meeting with the Lakers, and the players would have to sign off on it. So that's a tall task. So James Borrego most likely today is interviewing for assistant head coach of the Lakers, right? And they might make him some sort of underlining promise like, hey, if JJ doesn't work, you would be in consideration next in line for Lakers head coach. So that's what I believe, that whole coaching search today is going to take place. I think that's what it's going to entail. I won't mind if we get veteran assistant coaches. Me neither. Yeah, it sounds like it's a done deal, and it has contracted to the finals, and the NBA is partners with ESPN. They'll probably wait to announce it. Exactly, man. We saw the writing on the wall a couple of weeks ago, man, when I reported that it's likely going to be JJ. But what I'm encouraged about is the Sam Cassell potential hire as an assistant would be great. And also the James Borrego hire as an assistant would be great. James Borrego is not a bum. I know he didn't have the best head coaching, output over there in Charlotte, but he did a tremendous job as an assistant for the Pelicans, right? I think they were top 4 in offense. So it could definitely help. It won't hurt us as an assistant. Do I want him as a head coach? No. As an assistant, sure. Same thing with Sam Cassell. Sam Cassell is actually head coaching material. But would I love him as an assistant? Absolutely. My guy already accepted it. I feel you, brother. I feel you have to. You have to accept it at some point. And it's like, I just root for him now. Now that he's about to be a Laker head coach, I root for him to hopefully do good, man, moving forward. We got to do good. No matter who we hire, he has to do good. They're all going to be in the hot seat as soon as they get hired. As a Laker fan, I don't like the way LeBron is forcing his kid into the NBA, but as a father, you should use all your connections to help your kid as long as he's putting in the work. You're right. But I'm thinking as a Laker fan. As a father, he's a great father. I have nothing to say about LeBron off the court. On the court, I have nothing to say about his greatness either. But as far as LeVar balling his kid into the NBA, if his son pans out, ends up being a steal in the draft, or ends up at least living up to whatever expectations his dad has for him, then it could be a good pick. However, if for whatever reason, and I mean any reason at all, he doesn't pan out, this could be such a backfire on LeBron. He's going to get the blame for it. His son is probably going to be disgruntled, wondering what it could have been if he would have carved out his own way. Like, there's so many ways this could backfire. If a team reaches for him and takes him in the first round, and then there's better players that come after him, that's always going to be like, just like this year. We took Jalen Hood-Schifino, Jaime Jaquez was there, and then Cam Whitmore was there, and that Pods kid from Golden State was there. So you hear the backlash, and that really is going to resonate heavy with the player, right? With the young player. So you hate to see that for a young kid. I'm rooting for him genuinely. Wow. By the way, the contract extension that they reached was a five-year contract worth nearly $70 million for Tyronn Lue. So that is huge. I think that's a record-breaking $70 million. I don't ever remember a coach getting paid more than $10 million a year. Well, Tyronn Lue is him. Congratulations to him. He took the money, but he will be losing a lot, especially with Paul George potentially leaving and Kawhi being on a bad contract with all the injuries. All right, Dan, did you hear that the Suns want LeBron and Bronny? Yeah, I knew this was going to happen. I knew a team was going to surface and try to be sneaky. And I mean, they're doing their job. I ain't mad at it. LeBron technically is going to become a free agent, which means he's free to do whatever he wants. I just wish they operated differently. But again, this is a league where there is no loyalty from players to fans, and from fans to players, and from front offices to players. There's no loyalty, right? It's everybody for themselves, a best situation for everybody. There's a scenario where Bron opts out, then resigns after the Lakers acquiring prominent players, stars, salary cap wise. Again, the new CBA makes it really hard to do that. I'm not really sure if that is a possibility. I think that could have been a possibility in the past, but now that they have penalties for that, which I don't doubt the Lakers could pay the penalties. Like there's a second apron, there's a third apron where you lose even second round picks and stuff like that. I doubt the Lakers would hold back if they could technically do what you just said and sign maximum value and talent. But again, we already don't have a lot of cap space. People forget we gave birthday boy Reeves a $50 million contract. We gave Rui a $50 million contract. So unless they're moved, that cap flexibility stays the same. And then they would have to be moved for non-contracts and stuff like that. So it's very complicated, man. This cap situation, super complicated. My boy Die Hard, what's up, bro? You said JJ had comments about AD saying he doesn't put him on his all-defensive team. Yeah, bro, that right there is definitely going to stir up the pot a little bit, which is why I feel like the Lakers are trying to compromise. Like, okay, JJ is LeBron's guy. I feel like it's LeBron's guy. They're obviously podcasting together and shit. They're clearly having behind-the-scenes conversations about him coaching. We know this. We weren't born yesterday, LeBron fans. But at the same time, I feel like the Lakers are trying to compromise and add another piece like James Borrego, Sam Cassell, guys that will be good with AD as well. So in a way, it's going to have to be like coaching and collaboration. Yes, the title officially says head coach JJ Redick, but it's almost like they're all assistants in one system. That's what it's going to feel like, which was the case in 2020. Even though Frank Vogel was the head coach, at times we will see Jason Kidd take over. At times we will see other assistant coaches take over. At times it was Rondo with the clipboard. At times it was LeBron. So it's going to have to be a collaboration effort, I believe, because I don't think there's one coach that qualifies to be the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers right now. The way we're constructed, we're not rebuilding, and we're not really a serious contender right now unless we get a coach that puts us over the top. But maybe we don't find that one coach. Tyronn Lue's off the market, which he never was on the market. You know, Mark Jackson not even under consideration. Jeff Van Gundy, guys like that, not under consideration. So why not by committee, right? I think that's how the Lakers are probably thinking. That way they don't have to put all their eggs in one basket and feel bad if they make the bad hire, because somebody else can just step up from the assistant ranks. Problem with that is if they perform really well, you can have other teams poaching your assistant coaches. So I do wish that they would have just hired the best candidate as a head coach right now, but Lakers are very methodical with their movements and what they do. I feel like it's because they've made so many mistakes. They're afraid to make another one. And so they're kind of frozen in time in a way and trying to get the right decision. My boy Dante on playback says, nah, they addressing that during the dinner, JJ and AD. I don't think a player should be that frugal and that fragile mentally, where it's like, oh, you didn't vote for me. Now I don't want to listen to you being my next head coach. It's never that serious. It's an award. He didn't win it. Cool. But if anything, it should be a chip in your shoulder. It wasn't just JJ who decided the outcome. Now, if I would have just been JJ Redick who decided that outcome, then okay. Now it becomes an issue like, whoa. But it was just one vote. JJ will still run jumbo small ball, what I call AD at the 5. Key is how much and how many guards are in the rotation. They keep loading up with guards year after year. From what I'm hearing, D Free, that is one of the Lakers' major concerns. And that is one thing that the Lakers do not want. They do not want small ball. They might even require the next head coach to run some variation of a 2 big man lineup at some point. But, it's I hope we don't go back to small ball because that's, as you can see, man, size matters. Matter of fact, last night, the Mavericks played the Timberwolves. The one loss the Mavericks caught was because they went small, right? They got Maxi Kleber back, and they lost the rookie, right? They lost the rookie. So the rookie has been an anchor for them. He has been sensational. Derek Lively, he's been a live wire, and he's made all the difference. The one game he misses, they lose that game. And as a result, Timberwolves were able to attack the paint at will. So I prefer going bigger because it's proven in the playoffs that is exactly what you need to do. Even though, Curry ruined basketball, there's a way to redeem it, and that's by playing intelligent, high basketball IQ, exploit your mismatch basketball. And size should be king in the NBA always. No matter what, if you got size, you have an advantage, right? So that small ball stuff, it'll be okay in situations when you got to match up with smaller teams. But other than that, I want them to run a dual big man lineup, or at least, just a dual big man lineup. Nothing less than that will be acceptable for me personally. And that is how I'm going to judge our head coach. This is the start of it. That's just the beginning. All right. I have not made a video for the draft prospects. It sounds like we're either going to trade the pick or we're going to waste it on Bronny. So I will be making one eventually, but I'm not putting that much effort this year because it doesn't sound like we're keeping the pick. If we draft, it might be for somebody else. If they package all 3 draft picks, including this one, for some sort of a star, or I'm saying, hopefully, God forbid, this is worst case scenario for me. They draft Bronny with the 17th pick. That is such a reach, holy reach. That would probably be the biggest reach in draft history, and I don't want to be a part of that side of history, right? Let's see. Dan, JJ hired as a head coach. Why not hire Mark Jackson as an assistant? Just like the Tyronn Lue thing, I think that ship sailed long ago. I don't think there's a chance that Mark Jackson will get a head coaching job in this league again. I'd be surprised if somebody was gracious enough to give him that because, man, it's been too many years. It would have already happened if he would have got an opportunity. And he interviewed for the Lakers before we hired Darvin Ham. So that's the only opportunity he's gotten. But it feels like to me that's just like to pretend you're giving somebody an opportunity. He really hasn't gotten a fair shot. He hasn't. Let's see. He said you can't do the opt-out thing anymore. His cap hold sits there. That's what I'm saying. That new CBA is different, man. They made it so that teams like the Lakers cannot build a super team, right? We're going to call it the Kevin Durant rule. Okay, we're going to call it the Kevin Durant rule because Kevin Durant was the last one to go and join a super team with the Golden State Warriors and win championships. And so I believe the league had enough of that bullshit, and they were like, no more. No mas. Dan, who do you think is our most realistic acquisition? Needs something to look forward to? He said, that's how bored I am without the Lakers playing right now. Realistic acquisition. That's a good question, man. I think realistically, we're going to bring a lot of the roster back. I think any acquisition we have is probably going to be realistically through trade, right? So I don't know if it's going to be a Trae Young type or it's going to be a smaller tier player, but I would like a big man to go alongside AD. That's what I want. Realistically, that's what we need. Any updates on Donovan Mitchell? They're working for an extension, man. They want to get an extension with him. I'm not sure if he's going to sign it or not. Tyronn Lue already gave in to losing for money. Will Donovan Mitchell do the same? Because he ain't winning no championship at Cleveland. Come on, let's be honest. But if he, again, money is king, man, and I'm not mad at these guys for taking their money. I mean, it is what it is, right? Money is king at the end of the day. So, yeah, that's that. But it is interesting to me because a lot of rumors are about to resurface and stuff like that. Will Lakers draft someone out of Europe? Who knows? There's a lot of talent in Europe, as you can see in the recent years. And looks like we got our first super chat.
Yes! Yes! Oh, yeah! Can you feel that, buddy? Huh?
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. He said, and Rob, we should not trust, especially if Bronny becomes a Laker. Genie needs to be held accountable too. I agree with that, man. The whole front office needs to be held accountable. Everybody from A to Z, because we keep having fall man, right? And rightfully so. I mean, Darvin Ham was the fall man, but rightfully so. He was utter trash. Before that, it was Frank Vogel, and Frank Vogel got exploited after he lost his assistant coaches, his aces. So that was fine. At the end of the day, I'm going to say this, though, man. Yeah, Rob Pelinka, to me, and I said this the last time he got an extension, everybody's like, Dan, you're overreacting. Every time I have a hot take, they say I overreact, and then when it hits, then they give me my flowers. It usually happens like that. But listen to me. I didn't think Rob Pelinka deserved an extension the last time up. And then he had a great offseason last year, and I was quiet. The only thing they didn't do right was this last hiring with the coach, and, of course, the Russell Westbrook trade recently. Right? So, got to be smart moving forward because you cannot afford to make the same mistakes over and over. It's going to set the franchise back even further. Even further, right? So, right now, to be honest with you, the Lakers, they don't have a direction yet. I got to see how this offseason goes, and then we'll see what type of direction we're taking. Obviously, let's assume we hire J.J. Redick, and we get those veteran assistant coaches behind him. A part of me will be excited because I think anything is an upgrade to Darvin Ham, but at the same time, I'll be nervous because I hope it was the right hire. I hope this guy can command the locker room. I hope this guy doesn't freeze up when it's time to call timeouts. I hope this guy uses his challenges adequately. I hope that this guy gains the respect of the whole locker room, not just LeBron James. He's his podcast mate. And most importantly, I hope we win. That's the biggest solution. That's the biggest cure to everything is winning. So, yeah, but the front office, if it fails again, they hire the wrong guy. We don't make a deep postseason run. I'm talking finals. Finals. Anything short of finals is going to be a disappointment. Anything short of the finals is going to be a disappointment. We went to the Western Conference Finals last year, and we were disappointed to get swept. So anything short of the NBA Finals, that's the high golden standard for the Lakers. It's going to be a disappointment. And I know it's not fair. There's 30 teams in the NBA, and only 2 make it to the finals every year. So it's not easy. It's not a foregone conclusion just because you hire the right coach and you make the right offseason acquisitions, you're going to get there. But it worked for Dallas. Dallas is 1 win away from getting to the finals, and they did the right thing. They hired the right coach, which should have been ours. He was our assistant. I would have preferred Jason Kidd over the last 2 coaches combined. And they made the right trades. They added the right piece around Luka. I always said Luka was dangerous. He needed a backcourt mate. Jalen Brunson was there. Unfortunately, they let him go, but now they got Kyrie, and it's working out. And then they needed wings. They went out. They got P.J. Washington. They needed bigs. They drafted Derek Lively, who I wanted for the Lakers, and then they went out and got Daniel Gafford in the trade deadline. That is how you improve. That's the same mindset the Lakers need. They got to stop procrastinating on these moves and go for the kill. Go for the jugular, man. What do the Lakers need? As constructed right now, the roster. We need a better point guard because D'Angelo Russell's not going to cut it, period. All right? He's hit or miss on the offensive end, and defensively, he's always getting cooked. That's the bottom line. Austin Reeves, I love him, but if we can groom Max Christie to be the shooting guard of the future, we do that because Austin Reeves off the bench would be better due to the fact that both him and D'Lo got cooked defensively, unless he improves tremendously on the defensive end. Because offensively, I have no problem. Every year he's taking a leap. He went from 8.7 to 13 and now to 16 points. I have no doubt at the age of 26, he could take yet another leap. He's in the prime of his career now at 26. I do believe he could take another leap into the 19s or 20s. But most likely it won't happen because LeBron and AD take up so many shots and so many possessions, right? It's all about efficiency and how many touches you get. Now, again, back to the question. What do the Lakers need? Better starting point guard. Much better starting point guard. That's number 1. Number 2, a big man to go alongside AD. We need it. We need it. And the reason why my number 1 is point guard is because LeBron's getting older. We need somebody to take the pressure off both LeBron and AD as a ball handler and as a scorer. That's why people have talked about Trae Young, Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland. All these names, DeJounte Murray are popping up. But then again, the big man, and all we need really, we don't need another bucket getter at the big man. What we really needed was a Derek Lively type. Could roll to the basket, could pass out of double teams, could rebound, could block shots and do the dirty work, and most importantly, help AD with the dirty work, because we can't expect AD to stay healthy if he's doing the dirty work on the defense, and then we expect him to carry half of the load, the other half to LeBron on the offensive end. Can't have that, right? So much, man. There's so much. We're going to break it all down this summer. Stay tuned. If you already haven't subscribed, please do. Please hit the sub button. Please hit the like button. It helps the channel grow. And let's keep it rocking. Now we're multi-streaming for the first time ever. Going to be doing this more often, man. Playback and YouTube. So make sure if you guys haven't, go check that out over there. My guy Dante says Vando should be shooting in the corner threes until October. I don't know. He said need a bruiser and tough backup big as well. Yeah, bro. Look, if Vando could just hit the corner three like PJ Tucker, we'd be gold. We'd be gold. Because sometimes he could be a liability on the offensive end, and it feels like you're playing 5-on-4 when he's out there. However, if he's aggressive at attacking the basket and he can knock down the corner threes, all of a sudden, now you're a juggernaut. Because defensively and rebounding, he helps you tremendously, and he just at least holds his own offensively. Meaning you cannot double, he'll make you pay. You know, so yeah, you're absolutely right about that, Dante. As far as a bruiser, I'd love to have one. There's not too many on the market. I'd look to the draft. I know they don't want to keep the draft pick. They don't want number 17. They want to trade it. But I'd look to keep it. I'd look to draft somebody. I've already talked about a couple. We'll be breaking down a new video soon. Roy says, Dan, you seem high on Trae Young. In my opinion, he is Reeves on steroids and plays no defense. Your thoughts? Reeves on steroids is pretty damn good because Reeves, without the steroids, has already helped us win plenty of games. How many do you think Reeves on steroids would help us win, bro? So, I mean, Trae Young, I've always been a fan of his, but you do have to have the right defensive system around him. I don't want him if we're going to keep Austin Reeves at the starting two guard and you're not going to address the rest of the defensive positions, because now you don't want to feel like defensively you're playing 5-on-3. You don't want to feel like that, because as cool as offensively gifted a backcourt of Austin Reeves and Trae Young would look, defensively they'd be a huge liability. So I do agree in that sense. But if you get the right wing defenders, you get the right starting two guard, which in my opinion, I believe we should groom Max Christie to be a starting two guard. Defensive potential is already there. Athleticism, youth, but like he's made a huge leap from his rookie season to this year. He just didn't get too much of an opportunity to showcase it. But we saw it in Summer League and we saw it in spurts throughout the course of the season. Even he said it at the end of the playoffs. He knew he could have helped the team. That hunger is going to help him continue to improve and get better. So I look forward to seeing his growth. And don't be surprised if at some point, if the coach is any smart, at some point he gets the starting role and they put Austin Reeves back in where I think is his power role, 6-man. I'm telling you right now, between Naz Reeves and Austin Reeves, that's going to be the 6-man of the year next year, assuming he plays the right role. 6-man. Because Naz Reeves is up there, but I think Austin can impact the game really well. Matter of fact, his best month was in December when he was coming off the bench, averaging 19 points, shooting over 50% from beyond the arc and over 55% from the field. I believe those were his numbers. So, let's see here. My guy D3 says Rob is funny. He's been able to avoid blame for most of his tenure. Snake magic, no blame for the Rush trade. Out here getting extensions while the Lakers are firing coaches. Gotta be his turn next. He's gonna be next. If they listen. I've been talking about Rob for a while. He didn't rub me the right way when he first came in, but then he earned my trust when we won that championship. His winning cures everything, period. But yeah, you're right. He had the Russ decision was atrocious. That one set us back. We had to give up draft picks. We had to give up young talent. And then we ended up just moving him. Here's the thing, though. If you look at what Russell Westbrook turned into, it turned into Vando and D'Lo and Malik Beasley. We already lost Malik Beasley for nothing. We might lose D'Lo for nothing, and we just keep Vando. Regardless, we lost the trade already because we lost KCP, we lost Kuzma, we lost the first-round pick. We might lose D'Angelo out of that trade. And again, we already lost Malik Beasley, who didn't pan out for us personally. So that was a really bad trade. That was up there with the atrocity of signing Luol Deng and Mozgov first night of free agency. I remember being so frustrated and furious. Matter of fact, you might be able to find those videos here on YouTube when that happened and confused to why that happened. Why were those the two signings we went for, right? He said, AJ, I am not sure Mitchell does, but Mitchell plays defense. Mitchell is not a defender, but he's capable. And he's not undersized like Trae Young. That's the difference. Yeah, no, the front office is not going to let Max Christie walk. All right, it is rumored that that was also factored into the decision of why they fired Darvin Scam, right? So they're not going to let him walk. He's a restricted free agent. He's not going to cost a lot of money. There's no point in letting a talented player like that walk. But here's the thing. His defense could have helped us tremendously in the playoffs. And Darvin Ham failed not only in player development department, but in creativity department. He wasn't really creative with the lineups. We never really got to see Christian Wood and AD together often, even though AD say he looks forward to playing alongside him. We never really got to see Max Christie, D'Angelo Russell backcourt, or Austin Reeves, Max Christie backcourt, or whatever combination. He didn't get creative. Heck, Skylar Mays came in after we traded for him. No, after we signed him to a two-way contract, and he looked decent in the first game, and we didn't really see him much after that. So it's like, that coach really wasn't smart at all, at anything. No adjustments, no opportunities for new players, no creativity with the lineups. It was always the same garbage. My guy said, still salted we got rid of Handy. He was respected and great at developing. Yeah, Phil Handy, look, he's going to land somewhere. Hopefully he lands back here. Hopefully once we make the JJ Redick hiring official, assuming it happens, hopefully he lands here. And then we go from there, right? Because, yeah, I think he's the GOAT of player development. I really do. I've seen a leap from Max Christie from his rookie season to this season. I would love to see the same leap from Jalen Hood-Schifino because I refuse to believe that in 1 year we could determine that he's a bust. I know he had an atrocious rookie year, but part of that was due to injuries. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Rob is fun. Oh, yeah, I already read this on my page. I'm not going to be able to eat ham for years after Darvin. That's funny, bro. That is funny. But what do you guys think, man? What are you guys most excited about? New head coaching candidate search? Is it the fact that JJ Redick is looking like the direction? Are you guys excited about that or not looking forward to it? Like, I would love to know you guys' feedback on this whole situation, man. I'm more nervous than anything because I don't know what to expect. And anytime there's a question mark in front of you, you're nervous. You don't know what to expect. Is it AJ? I saw Handy and LeBron bumping heads. Handy only coached to hold LeBron accountable. In my opinion, I feel LeBron influenced. Is it Darvin Ham fooled me? His presser, he said facts over feelings. I thought he'd hold LeBron and AD accountable. Instead, feelings over facts. Yep. I agree, Gregory. He fooled me too, man. Look, Darvin sounded like he was going to be a hard-nosed good coach. The players vouch for him. I don't care what nobody says. The players vouch for him. They wanted him here. I remember the reports coming out from Mark Stein and Woj and Shams that LeBron and AD were high on Darvin. That's part of the coaching process in hiring. And I don't know why now all of a sudden Rich Paul want to say that they didn't have nothing to do with it. Stop it, bro, because y'all wasn't saying this shit when he got hired. You know? Now they want to clean their hands. Don't do that. Don't do that. You lose credibility. I'm okay with JJ. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I'm not high. I'm not low on him. I'm just like wait and see approach. He said, will JJ hold LeBron accountable? I have no clue, nine lives. And that's the part that makes me nervous. And if it ain't JJ, I hope somebody in that coaching staff does. I hope we hire Sam Cassell. I think Sam Cassell would be the most formidable assistant to step in and say, hey, LeBron, or hey, AD, or hey, Austin, or anybody, right? I think he'd be the one. I think it's a reach for a rookie coach. It is definitely a reach, Craig. But I think at this point, there's no like leading candidates out there. So the Lakers are willing to take a gamble on fresh meat. He said, Dan, I will forever love our Lakers, but I'm nervous about the coach that we get because JJ never coached before. But hopefully, whoever we get works out. You know what, Nathaniel? I'm right there with you. I'm the same way. AJ says, we keeping the 17th pick, Dan, or trading it? I believe we're trading it. I believe we're trading it. First and foremost, this is labeled as one of the weakest drafts in the last 25 years. So I'm sure LeBron will be irate if we use that pick on anybody other than his son, right? I'm sure he would. And a lot of his stands will just with him. I could already hear it. It's going to be annoying on draft night. If the Lakers select anybody else other than his son, they're going to say, oh, Lakers made a huge mistake just like last year. Oh, this is the new Jalen Hood. So I could already hear the annoyingness of the player stands coming out in hordes and just attacking. Why'd you skip me? I don't skip, man. I randomly select. If I read every comment, this would be a never-ending video. So yeah, I randomly select. Zach Edey is definitely one of my favorite prospects out there for sure. I got a couple other ones, but I will be dropping a top 3 prospect video real soon. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But anyways, I wanted to bring you guys really quick the Lakers updates. I got you guys. If anything breaks, I'll keep my ear close to the ground, and I'm gonna hit the ground running straight to YouTube and playback as soon as it happens. So again, if you already haven't, please subscribe, hit the post noti bell. Shout out to my sponsorship, Prize Picks. Man, it's getting interesting. This offseason has just basically underway, and already rumors flying rampant. We already got LeBron going to the Suns rumors. We already got Donovan Mitchell being traded rumors. We already got JJ Redick is unofficially the next Laker head coach rumors. What else is gonna, what else is gonna come out to daylight, and what else is on the horizon? We will find out. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Appreciate you guys for tapping in. There will be a good take, bad take later on, exclusively on playback. So make sure you guys do tap in, because I cannot stream those same videos here. So stay tuned. Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all.